we are going to understand the algebra of option, right? So the idea was, right, idea was that you need $100 after 3 months, right? Then the current exchange rate is rupees 65 per dollar, and what you are expecting it will be either 62 or 70 after 3 months, right? So you went to the broker and you agreed that you take an option. I'm not calling it as a name here, right? Whether it is what kind of option it is, because we have not done that one. So I'm marking it as a blank so that you know that there's one type of option we are going with. So you take an option with an agent to buy $100, which is again with the with the exchange rate 65 per dollar. One more thing is that for simplicity we assume that, right, 3 months risk-free interest rate is 5%. Correct. So if the broker or the person who is giving you at this option, correct, will charge you some amount of money. So I'm writing this as you need to pay some amount of money to get this premium, to get this option. This is called option price or premium amount, right? Whichever way, sometimes it is called option price. It is also called the premium which you are paying. So this I mean scenario built up is okay with everybody, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. So now we need to find it out how much we need to pay and why, right? So suppose yesterday putting into that one, so we have Ashish who needs to buy this $100 and we have Akshat who is ready to sell at 65 after 3 months. So basically Akshat is charging some amount of money from the Ashish. So what should be the strategy of Akshat? Can somebody tell me what should be the strategy of Akshat? The first thing could be, right, at t is equal to 0, he will buy $100. Is it a good strategy? Ankit, is it a good strategy?
Sir, what is this 3 months interest rate, 5%?
In risk-free interest rate. So if you take a loan, right, of 100 rupees, after 3 months you have to repay back 105. Or if you deposit 100 rupees, you will get 105 rupees after 3 months. So this I have, for the simplicity, I have assumed it to be the 5%, right? So that my calculation looks easy. So what should be the strategy which Akshat needs to follow? Can somebody suggest him? Should he buy $100 at front, or at t is equal to 0? Anybody can answer this if they want to. Please raise your hand if you have understood this part what I'm asking. Okay, let me put like this. If, right, if the broker buys $100 at t is equal to 0, what is the problem with this? Anuj?
Sir, we don't know about the future exchange rate. This is
Right, so if the future exchange rate becomes 62, if the future exchange rate becomes 62, he will be at loss.
Yes, sir.
yes, sir.
Right? So this strategy is not going to work. Correct? What if he buys all the $100 at expiry? This also strategy is not going to work, because what if the price becomes 70, so he's buying at 70 and selling at 65?
Yes, sir.
So this strategy is also wrong. So when option pricing, we talk about when regarding the option pricing, what we do, right? We buy or sell, depending upon that, we buy or sell the asset on which we have put the option. Plus, this is one part. Second part, what we do, we take a loan or deposit in a risk-free environment. So suppose we are buying, we have to take a loan, and if we are selling, we can deposit into the bank. And the third part which comes into the picture is the premium amount you get. It's the premium amount you get, right? So let's make a sign convention here, right? Any incoming cash flow, we will take it as a positive sign, or any outgoing cash flow, we will take it as a negative. So what I'm assuming is that right now Akshat is going to buy X amount of dollar, right? And take a loan Y, and he is getting a premium amount Z. So we have to calculate three variables, X, Y, and Z. Whenever we are trying to find out the option pricing, these are the things which we do. First part is whether we buy or sell a certain amount of the asset. Second thing, to compensate that we take a loan or deposit depending upon if the from buying or selling the cash flow is positive or negative, and plus the premium amount, definitely this will be always positive we are getting. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
So at t is equal to 0, what would be the cash flow? At t is equal to 0, the cash flow would be minus 65x, because we have bought X dollars, so we paid 65 into X rupees, so it will become minus. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
And we have taken a loan from the bank. So the cash flow is positive here. Plus we have also charged a premium. So the cash flow is again positive here.
Sir, how did he like minus 65x, sir? Like we don't have a money initially, na? We will
Ah,
take a loan from bank.
right. That's why I'm writing it as equal to 0. So we are not investing anything. We are not actually investing anything. So that T is equal to 0, the net cash flow is 0. So if the broker wants to buy X dollar, right, he is taking it from the premium amount plus he has taken a loan from the bank. Right? Is this equation okay?
Sir, premium amount initially he will not have, I guess.
No, no,
Like,
premium amount is paid at T is equal to 0.
so premium amount is saving or what? Like, uh,
When we sell the option, we will get that in return.
Ashish, can you please ask again?
No, sir, like I was answering his question. Like
Okay,
if we are
Akshat,
considering the premium amount because we are selling the option here.
Yes, Akshat, what happens is that whenever you buy a option, you pay at that front itself at T is equal to 0.
yes,
Akshat,
sir.
Akshat,
Yes,
are you
sir.
there? So looking into this one, I can write it as 65x is equal to y plus z. So that there should not be this is my first equation. There should not be any payment, right, from your pocket. When you are actually giving this option to somebody, is it okay? First
Yes, sir.
equation,
So,
please raise your hand
yes.
if you have understood.
So can you please repeat what is this premium amount?
Right now, when I say that, look, I built up this scenario yesterday, so went a little fast. So have you understood the scenario? So after
Yes, sir.
3 months, if somebody wants to buy $100, he enters into an option, which I have said that I will talk about what kind of option it is, that he will be buying this $100 at rupees 65 per dollar. Then I have to write here if the market exchange rate is 70. So if market exchange rate is 70, that person will come back to the broker and say that give me $100 at 65. But if the market exchange rate is 62, he will not come to that broker, but rather he will go to the open market and he will buy at 62. Because there is a risk involved. Everybody can see that the broker who has giving this option to the other person, there is a risk involved into that one, that if the market exchange rate goes to 70, right, he will be selling at 65. So for that, giving this option, he charges some amount of money which is called option price or premium, and this payment will be done at T is equal to 0.
Okay, sir.
So is
So,
the
sir, here Z. So, sir, here Z is the money that like Ashish will be paying at T equal to 0.
yes,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah.
So
Sir, can you go through the last red line once again?
where?
Sir, the red line, the written in red.
Uh-huh. This payment will be always be done at T is equal to 0. Yes, now I have gone to the red one. If you can see, ask me what is your question.
Sir, why it's written like option price, comma premium?
because it is called both. Sometimes it is called premium, sometimes it is called option price.
Okay, sir, got it.
Or it should be or basically, right? So I mean, correct word would be option price, but many of the time you will see in any other. If you read, you might get that this is the premium amount you are paying for getting this option, right? So the correct word should be this option price. Please raise your hand if first equation is okay with you. Great. So now this is at t is equal to 0. What can happen at t is equal to, let me write this into, at t is equal to 3 months. Let's build the scenario. Right? What can happen? Because we have 65x, this can either go to 70x or 62x.
Yes, sir.
Correct? We have taken a loan y. I'm not writing positive and negative here. In the equation, we will write it here. The y value, if you have taken a loan, you have to return back 1.5y, 1.05y, irrespective of whatever happens to the market, whether the exchange rate goes to 70 or 62, still the same amount you need to pay back to the, as a, to the bank from where you have taken a loan.
Yes, sir.
Right. Now let's think about Z. What can happen to the Z? Okay, if exchange rate becomes 62, correct? If the exchange rate becomes 62, what is your loss? Zero.
Yes.
If the exchange rate becomes 62, what should be your loss? Zero.
Yes, sir.
Because Ashish will not come for buying this $100. Yes or no? And if the exchange rate becomes 70, what will be your loss? $500. Because the market rate is 70, right? So you are buying at 70 and selling at 65, $100. So your net loss would be 500.
5x, that is 500. No? Yes.
500, not X. Because you have agreed to sell $100, right? With the price 65, I'm assuming that if the price has gone to 70, right, you are having a loss of 500 because you are buying at 70 and selling at 65. So your loss is for per dollar 5 rupees.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So the total loss will be 500.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
500 is in rupees.
Yes.
So this 500 offset, so that is in rupees, right? The loss.
No, I'm not writing negative and positive sign here. In writing the algebraic equation, we will see whether it is positive or negative. So we can say that we need to generate 500 to compensate this loss. Sarthak.
Yes, sir.
If anybody having difficulty in understanding, let's see in a very layman's term. Right, you already have X dollar. Correct. If price reached to 70, or exchange rate reaches to 70, you need to buy how much? 100 minus X dollar again. Correct. Because you already have a X dollar. More what extra you need to buy is 100 minus X.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And with the exchange rate 70, so I'm putting it minus because you are buying. Minus, what you are doing is you are paying interest to the bank.
Yes, sir.
plus because you agreed to sell on 65. So this will be the cash flow given by the Ashish to Akshat.
Yes, sir.
Because the initial value was 0, it should also be 0. Right. So if you look carefully what I have done here, if you rearrange this one, what it will look like? After rearranging, can I write like this?
Yes, sir.
Right. So if you look here, what I have done is that 70x I have written from one part from the dollar, another one is from the risk-free part, and third one is that how much I need to compensate in order to, how much money I need to generate in order to compensate my loss. Did you get this equation? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Please raise
So
your
the
hand.
interest should be taken for 3 months only, right?
I'm assuming that the 3 months interest rate is 1.5%.
Okay, got it.
If this equation is clear to you, please let me know. Please ask. I mean, please raise your hand. Otherwise, you can ask.
So please explain it again, sir.
Right.
Yes, sir, please repeat it.
Right. Suppose the price reaches to 70. This is the scenario we are assuming. Right. Then the person will come for buying $100. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Right. You already have X dollar. Ashish already have X dollar. So what more he needs to buy? 100 minus X. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
And at the exchange rate 70. So because we are buying, we have minus 70 times 100 minus X. This is the amount we have to pay back to the loan, and this is the amount we will receive from Ashish. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Please raise your hand if this equation is okay to you. Only okay. So now I will not any further one. I will not go and write equations like this. Right. This is for you to understand, make you understand, because many of the time people ask that why this loss will be 500. The loss should be 500 and 5 times 100 minus X, because he's only buying 100 minus X dollar. But actually look at this cash flow here, that it has to be equal to 0 at t, t is equal to 3 months. The amount which we need to generate is 500. So you can simply calculate this one, is that what would be the market price? 70. What is the price at which you are selling? 65. So the difference is 5. How many units you are selling? 100. So you need to generate 500 out of it. So I look at the top one first and I write equation like this, that because we have bought at t is equal to 0, so we can sell at 70 at t is equal to 3 months, and we have to return back some amount of money to the bank, and this should be equal to 500. This should be my second equation. What if third part, we will be equating these three and say that okay, even if the price becomes 62, I should not incur any loss. I just don't need to generate any amount, but it should not also be negative. It should be equal to 0. So I have now 3 equations and 3 unknown which I can solve. This will give me how much quantity of dollars, units of dollar I need to buy. What is the amount I need to take it from as a loan, and what is the JUD value? What is the premium amount or the earn of option price I should charge from Ashish? So you can solve all these three, and get the value of X, Y, and Z. I would like to know this. What should be the value of X, Y, and Z? I give a pause for 2 minutes. Just look at all the equations scrolling down your screen. If any of these equations are not clear to you, please ask me, because this is the fundamental from algebraic point of view. What should be the option price and how we calculate that?
Sir, where is first equation?
This was the first equation.
Okay, initial at t equal to 0. Okay.
Yes. So is this three equations clear to all of you?
Yes.
So can you scroll down and show the third equation?
Huh?
So can you show the third equation, sir?
Okay. Because my initial investment is 0, right? So, I mean, my not broker's initial investment is 0. So the net value of this portfolio should always be equal to 0 for no arbitrage. Assuming that there is no transaction and other cost involved into it. That's the basic one. Otherwise, later on you can add that one into this also.
Sir, one question is that, sir, suppose it is 62. Okay. So because initially the Ashish had given me some premium amount, then what will be happen to that premium amount?
No, premium amount is gone. Premium amount, whether Ashish exercise this option, whether he comes to buy this one or not, the amount is gone. Amount will always be there with you.
Oh, okay.
Right, because this you are taking care of his risk. And what is the one
Yes.
part of the risk is that if the exchange rate goes above 65 and becomes 70, so you are basically mitigating his one kind of risk by taking that amount of money. So premium, nothing. Premium, once you have paid, it is gone, irrespective of whether you are buying or not.
Sir, in this scenario, sir, both parties will be both parties will be winner, or it might happen that broker will be the winner, or maybe
No,
the person.
nothing. There is no, because we have not assumed any charges. From the broker point of view, his initial investment is 0.
Yes, sir.
Correct. And in all these two scenario, his net amount, the net cash flow will again be equal to 0, which we have already done it here in the red one. We have said that at t is equal to 3 months, if the price reaches to 70, we can write this equation and get that equal to 0. From there we have
Yes,
got.
sir.
We can also write that if the price reaches to 62, right, then he would be selling it, because now Ashish will not come to buy this one. So whatever extra amount of dollar you have, you can sell it and you can pay back to the loan bank. And
Yes,
this
sir.
is also equal to 0. So what we have understood here is that at t is equal to 0, we made that he is not spending anything from his pocket. So for no arbitrage at any point of time, the net worth of this investment should always be equal to 0.
So, sir, then why is the point of like broker, like he will invest his time in all
That's what
this
I
thing?
said, that I assume that broker is not charging anything. Correct?
No, he's charging na premium amount.
No. Premium amount is he is compensating. Correct?
Okay.
His investment. Apart from the premium charges, there can be additional, cost which he can ask for. In actual world, he will be taking those charges, but we have assumed that there is no other hidden charges here for simplicity. Otherwise, we will start getting, like, if you remember, we have talked about in the forward, if borrowing and lending interest rate are not same, then there is a range on which there would be no arbitrage.
Yes, sir, that range.
Anyway, if let's say that Z amount comes out to be 500, and you say that he's charging you like 5% on that one, so you can add that one, it will be 100. Right. So, but whenever we calculate for the option pricing, we assume that there is no charge by the broker. But he is basically investing his time and his energy, so he should charge.
Yes, sir, exactly.
But that extra amount which whatever a broker is charging, brokerage charges, that we can add as a top up of that what we have calculated as a jet.
Yes, sir, yes. That will be goes to his pocket basically.
Yes.
Yeah.
Have you understood this?
Yes,
All
sir.
of you? The algebra behind this?
Sir,
Any question?
this Y will be deposit or it should be borrowed from the bank?
Come again?
Sir, at t equal to 0, this Y value should be deposited to the bank or should be borrowed from the bank?
We have depending upon what we have assumed, let me go back there. We have assumed that he is buying X amount. So for buying, he will be taking a loan, correct? Because it net investment should be equal to 0. Anyway, does not depend upon that. You know all those things, sign calculation. You can put the value whatever is there. If you have assumed that he is depositing Y amount into the bank, then Y would come out to be the negative value. Is it okay? Let's write it again. If I assume that he has deposited Y, then my cash flow would be what? 65x minus Y plus Z is equal to 0.
Yes, sir.
This is, and in all other cases here, instead of minus 1.05y, I will have plus 1.05y. Because we have deposited, we will get this as a return. In your final calculation, Y will be coming out to be the negative ones. It means that you were assuming it to be the deposit one. So negative deposit means that you are taking a loan. Similarly, many of the cases, we have taken one part of it. Many of the cases, if X comes out to be negative, it means that instead of buying, you are doing the short selling. Only that's why initially itself I have assumed that the cash flow sign convention, if it is anything which is coming to you, we'll take it as a positive. If it is outgoing, will coming out to be the negative. So whatever you assume, we have assumed he is buying X, he is depositing Y, and he is getting Z. Sorry, he is buying X, taking a loan Y, and he is getting amount Z. But if you do the reverse of this one, be sure to write plus and minus sign accordingly, and you'll finally get the value of Y, whether it is positive or negative. Are you getting this point?
Yes, sir.
Sarthak, this is what your question was, right?
Yes, sir.
Did you get that one? If you remember from the physics one, you take acceleration a in any direction, in a particular direction. If it comes out to be negative, it will be in the opposite direction. Similarly, you assume y to be there as a deposit or loan. If you have assumed as a deposit, if it comes out to be the negative, it means that you are taking a loan. If you have assumed it to be a loan, then you have to put a plus or minus sign accordingly. And if you have taken as a loan, it comes out to be negative. So negative of a loan means that you are depositing. Is it okay, Sarthak?
Yes, sir. So I'll need to go through it once more so that I'll get a better understanding.
Which part?
So like I need to go through the options parts once more. So it's not like it's not clear at all, but there are some points that I need to like revisit once more so I get a better understanding, sir. I'll
Yes,
do it after the class.
Sarthak, you can simply ask me whatever your part you have not understood.
No, sir, I have asked you all the questions, sir. It's clear right now, but I like so just like a revision, I need to do it once more to get a better grasp of it, sir.
Okay, you can do it by yourself if you want to, and later on you can come back to me if you have any doubt.
Yes, sir.
Right. So that brings me the next one to actually define what is an option. So this was the setup for you to understand. Now this is an option. The definition. So if you look for the forward definition of the forward and option, right, in the option is a contract which gives the right, but not the obligation. This is the important one. This part was only missing when you talk about the forward contract. In the forward contract, simply two parties agrees to buy or sell at a future date at a agreed price. Right here, there is a right, but not the obligation to buy or sell at a future date at agreed price. Right. This is the definition. Like if you have, Ashish has got this option. He can, if he want, he can buy $100. If he doesn't, if he is not wishing to buy, he cannot buy. I mean, there is no obligation for this one. So option always have a two parties. This is an important one. First one is the option holder. And second case is the option writer. So for any option, we have two parties, holder and writer. So the case which we have assumed, Ashish was an option holder and Akshat was option writer. So this right and obligation belongs to holder. Right? If holder wants to exercise this option or he wants to buy, the writer is bound to. Right, like if in the previous case, what we have said, if Ashish wants to buy $100, Akshat has to sell. Correct. And because of this, the holder of an option pays premium or the option price to writer.
So your
Is it?
screen is not visible.
Screen is not visible.
It's visible, sir.
Visible, sir.
Is Sarthak?
Sir, it's visible, sir.
What was the question?
I didn't ask the questions.
Huh?
I didn't ask the question.
Somebody was saying something. Paras.
Yes, sir. Now it's visible. Actually, the screen was not visible to me at that point.
Okay. So look at this one. Is it okay? Have you understood there is an option holder, option writer, and who is paying option price to whom? Is it okay? Please raise your hand if you have understood this definition. Okay. Now, there is a broad category of this. One is called the call option. And what is this call option? Call option is that which gives the holder right to buy an asset right at the rest all will be the same at a future date at agreed price. So this part I'm you can actually copy from here. This part will again come back here. Right, so I'm leaving it. So the call option is that when the holder has a right to buy, like the example we discussed here, Ashish wants to buy. So this is a call option Ashish has got. And Akshat is the writer of the call option and Ashish is the holder of the call option. Suppose Ashish came back after this internship. Now he has excess amount of dollars with him and he wants to sell that one. Correct. In that case, there is another kind of option which is called the put option. Where which gives the holder right to sell. So again, even if it is a call option, there would be two parties: holder of a call option, writer of a call option. If it is a put option, there will always be a two-party: holder of a put option and writer of a put option. Is it okay? These two understanding?
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay, so the last one which I want to discuss today, there is something called American option. And that is like another one is called European option. There is Asian option also and more are there. So, but mostly for this one, we will focus on European and American. So first, mostly we'll focus on European, then we'll jump back to the European one. So what is the difference between, no, mostly we'll focus on European for this class, and then we'll jump back to the American one whenever it is required. Right, so what is the difference between these two? It's not that it's done in America or Europe. The European option means that option can only be exercised at expiry. And here option can be exercised any time up to expiry. Is these two, statement clear to you? American and European option.
Sir, this European one was what we had discussed earlier.
Yes, yes. So if expiry of an option is 1 year, let's say that American option, if it is an European option, then this will be only exercised at that end of year one. But if it is an American option, from today till the end of year one, anytime it can be exercised. Anytime you can buy or sell depending upon you are having call option or a put option. Is this two definition clear to all of you?
Yes.
Please raise your hand if you have understood this. Right.